for a bit. So we looked a little bit at the Pictionary with our different words of vocabulary. Now we're going to transition to talk a little bit about two different verbs, ser and estar. They actually mean the same thing. They both mean to be, but we have different scenarios when we use ser and when we use estar. Because if I want to say I am, it depends on what comes after it to figure out if I'm going to use ser or am I going to use estar. Doctor and place are some of our, I guess, acronyms, ways that we can try to remember which categories we use each for. Do you remember anything about doctor and place?
Origin.
Ooh, origin, yeah, that's one of the O's.
Occupation.
Occupation. Age is actually tenaire, so we don't have to do age.
Date.
Date, yes. Occupation. What if I said this little rhyme, how you feel and where you are, always use the verb estar. How you feel, what's the word that starts with an E? Emotion. Where you are.
Place.
Location.
Location, yeah, the whole thing, place. So these are reasons why we use ser and estar. If we're going to say today is March 25th, or today is Monday, I get to use the date reason for ser. She is a teacher. He is nice. It's 2:15. I'm from Costa Rica. She is my sister, right? Those are reasons to use ser. If I want to talk about estar, I'm using that with the positions or where something is specifically. So the table is next to the chair. I am in Spanish class. He is dancing. I'm hungry. I'm sad. Okay, so those are the reasons to use estar. We talked yesterday that we have different conjugations. We're going to get to the conjugations in just a bit. But right now, you're going to write ser on one side of your whiteboard. All your doodles have to go away. So you have a two-sided whiteboard right now. So on one side, write ser. On the other side, you're flipping it over and you're writing estar. So ser and estar. Alright, you're going to show me which verb, ser, estar, which one is needed for each of my English sentences. If I were to write them in Spanish, what do I need? My first one is, she is a doctor. So you hold up, ser or estar. Show me what we would need. I think, doctor is an occupation, right? So we would use ser. So ser. I am tired. Hold up, ser or estar. Where you're going to tumble backwards. Estar, yeah, that's a feeling. Good job. Today is Tuesday. No. So that's our date or day. It'd be the same thing. My friend is kind. I'm describing someone's personality. That's a characteristic of them. So it's going to be ser. Okay. Her backpack is next to this. That's kind of the specific position, right? You can think of it as location, so we're using a star. Good. Okay, erase both words on your whiteboard. So if I show you these bold-faced words, you might think, oh my gosh, that's a lot of Spanish. How do I know all this? But remember, yesterday, our song, yo is I, and two is you, L, and A, and he, and she. So we know in Spanish we have the same types of subjects that we can have in English. And just like in English we switch some things around, we have to do the same thing in Spanish. So we talked about how when we have yo, usually we put an O at the end. Well, these verbs don't follow the rules. So if I wanted to say I am, I could say yo soy, but the trick is I can also say yo estoy. That's when doctor and place comes in, right? I figure out, am I talking about how I'm feeling? I use estoy. Am I going to say a characteristic about myself? I am nice. Then I use soy, okay? So we're going to take our whiteboards. You've already erased the word ser and estar, and you're going to number one of the sides. You're going to number it uno hasta cinco. So on your whiteboard, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. You go ahead and write that on your whiteboard. On the back of your crossword, write in one of these bold-faced words in a sentence. This is where it gets a little tricky, but again, we just have to practice, and we'll just keep getting better as we keep practicing. So the first one, I think is actually done for us, and that's okay. You can write está in number 1, and we'll talk about it in a bit. Here, está, write that in number 1. Here, see if that one has some lights left. So Alejandro está nervioso. What's nervioso?
Nervous.
Nervous. So that's a condition or how he's feeling. So that fulfills the place thing here, and that means I'm going to use a stop because Alejandro's a person. One person. He is nervous. So it's kind of tricky to get to this point to feel good about choosing a bold-faced word, but that's what we're just going to try to practice and write down and see what we can do. So number 2, I'm going to tell you that it's asking, where is our school? Where is it? So you think to yourself, do I need Sarah star? Where is it? Is it location? Okay. And then a school is one thing, kind of like Alejandro was one person.
Esa.
Okay, there you go. ¿Dónde está nuestro colegio? Where is our school? Okay, number 3, we're gonna write 2 words down. We're gonna try to fill both of these in. I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna get you to think a little bit. So Enrique is he, right? He is very kind, but today he's in a bad mood. Happens to the best of us, right? We need 2 words for number 3. Is kind a characteristic? So Enrique es muy amable, but today he's in a bad mood. Today he's just feeling crummy. I don't know. So we can't use es. We're going to use a star because we're talking about emotion, right? How someone is. So I'm going to use está for the second sentence. So it seems kind of weird. In one sentence, you can have 2 different verbs, but I'm talking about different things. All right, we got a couple more. What's an hermano? Who's that? My brother, a sibling. Yeah, my brother is a very independent person. Well, both, but one is es and está both mean is. So yeah, I did say it, but which one do you need? You have to write down which one. Yeah, it would be es because it's a characteristic again, right? All right, now I have yo at the beginning of number 5. What is cariñosa? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Caring, loving. So I'm very loving with my dog. Ooh, I heard somebody whisper it. So that's another characteristic. So I get to use doctor, but don't I have to use soy because that goes with yo? That's kind of our last little step is to pick the right form of the verb. Good job thinking through these. I mean, it can be kind of messy. You're just trying to learn this conjugation stuff, and we're just always trying to practice. Okay, guess what? We're going to erase our whiteboards. Yay, erase our whiteboards. We're going to have some persona muy amable, right? Just like Enrique up here, you're muy amable. You're going to return the material to the front. And then